Mark, thank you for joining us today. We're at the One-to-One conference in London. Tell me a little bit more about Giga Metals.
Well, Giga Metals is a very large, undeveloped resource of sulfide nickel and cobalt. And we're currently advancing that to pre-feasibility. But I just want to say that you caught me at a very good time. We're putting out a press release this morning before the market opens, so I'm not speaking out of school, about a new board member that's joined us who's got a resume that just goes on and on. And we're very excited about this. He's going to be very helpful in advancing this project. His name's Martin Vidra. And Martin had a 30-year career at Sherritt International as a technical person originally. So he helped out technically. He's an engineer with all sorts of different projects that Sherritt had around the world. He was in, even in on the early days of the MOA project in Cuba, which is where they made most of their money. But he also spent a number of years marketing nickel and cobalt intermediates and end products to end users. So he knows all the end users. And he's got some very strong ideas about who we should be talking to in terms of offtake partners potentially down the road. And in fact, he's already had some initial conversations with potential offtake partners, shown them the spec sheets on the concentrates that we can produce, and had a very positive response. So
Also a real endorsement of the project you have.
Absolutely is. I mean, Martin told me that when he first looked at our project, he was skeptical, frankly. But then it's one of those things that the more you look at it, the better it looks. And he's become converted.
So Mark, over the next 6 to 12 months, what are the key milestones you're looking to achieve? What should investors be looking for?
Well, we had a big drill program this summer, and the assay labs are backed up. So the first thing is we'll have assays out sometime in December or maybe even January. And of the 40 holes that we drilled, 36 of them were directly in support of advancing the project to a pre-feasibility stage. And we're targeting being at pre-feasibility by the end of next year. So we're just redoing all of the engineering and the metallurgy and advancing it to quite an advanced stage of engineering in preparation for the next wave of nickel, which we think is coming. We think nickel prices are going to get very interesting in the next year to 2 years.
And that's really a supply-demand issue, isn't it?
It's all about supply and demand. And it's all about, in particular, Class 1 nickel. Class 1 nickel is less than half of nickel that's produced. And that's, nickel that's easily upgradable or economically upgradable to 99.9% pure. That's the nickel that's needed for batteries, as well as other uses need Class 1 nickel as well. Whereas ferronickel, Class 2 nickel, nickel pig iron, that's suitable for the stainless market only. So we've got a deposit that's easy to upgrade to Class 1 nickel.
And how are you finding the mood at the conference today?
Well, things are picking up. It's been a brutal market. But there's signs of life. And I'm just thinking that there's enough signs of life that I'm calling a bottom in the commodities market, particularly for things like copper and nickel, where it's really all about demand and supply. Don't ask me about gold because I find that market very confusing personally, but something simple like copper or nickel, where you can look at demand, you can look at supply, and you can go, I can see a shortage coming.
And how's the One-to-One event been for you?
Oh, it's been excellent. This is you guys really have this nailed, I think.
Super. Well, thank you for your time today, Mark.
Cheers. Thank you very much.